Guys, make sure you do a thorough background check on the person you want to get married to before marriage. So many people have lost their lives all in the name of marriage, either due to lack of information or misinformation. The story I'm about to tell you is an eye-opening one, and it will shake you. Story time. One fateful afternoon, as I was coming back from the market where I went to help my mom, out of nowhere, this massive car drove by, then reversed back to me and stopped. The driver, a good-looking young man, rolled down his window. I won't lie, I was astonished by his looks. He said hello to me. I responded back. He said he was looking for someone and needed a direction to the person's address. I directed him. Before he left, he asked if it's okay for me to give him my number, which I did. After some days, he called me, we talked, and from there we started chatting and talking more often. One day, he asked to take me out on a date. I agreed. We went on a date. He was looking so handsome. I was just smiling all through. First course of meal came. He didn't eat. Second one came. He still declined. I'm like, what's wrong? Why are you not eating anything? He smiled and said that none of the meals were to his liking. I'm surprised. I mean, you brought me to this restaurant. If you know you don't like their food, why bring me here in the first place? I found it weird, but I didn't think much about it. He told me he liked me and would like us to take our friendship to another level where we become boyfriend and girlfriend. I said yes. When I got home, I told my parents about it and they were happy and in support. I didn't even know that my parents knew him, or rather, have heard about the young billionaire. We officially started dating from that day. Things went really fast because he proposed to me 2 months into our relationship. I didn't like the idea, so I told him that we should take things slow. But he insisted. He said, no, since we love each other, there is no need to date for years before getting married. So I said yes to his marriage proposal. He came and introduced himself to my parents alone, which is not right. In my culture, he was supposed to be accompanied by his parents and relatives or even friends. When I asked him about his family, he told me that his parents were late and none of his relatives live in the country and they are not even that close. We went ahead and did our traditional marriage. After some months, we did our white marriage. After our marriage, my billionaire husband bought a house for my parents, placed them on a monthly allowance, and made sure that their house was fully stocked with foodstuff. My parents were extremely happy, and my joy knew no bound. When everything was done, I moved in with my husband. I noticed 3 weird things. My husband had so many servants in his mansion. I'm like, why would a young bachelor have so many servants in? Then the second thing I noticed was my husband never eats anything prepared at home. When I asked him about it, he gave me the same excuse he gave me on our first date. The food wasn't to his liking. I offered to make his food myself if he doesn't like how the maids cook. He bluntly refused and told me not to bother myself. That first night, my husband didn't sleep at home. And when I asked him where he slept, he warned me never to ask him that question again. This was the third weird thing I noticed. The habit of him leaving every night to come back in the morning continued until one night I decided to follow him. Few minutes to the time he normally leaves the house at night, I went and hid outside and waited for him to come out so I could follow him. When he eventually came out, I followed him quietly as he went into the dark. The strange thing I saw with my 2 eyes that night shook me, and it will shock you. As my husband walked into the dark, I followed him because I was determined to find out what he does every night. This man has never slept in the house since the first day I came into his house. As I walked into one of the bungalows next to his mansion, I saw a beast sucking out something from the neck of one of his servants. I was shocked. I couldn't hold myself as the servant screamed. I also screamed alongside. The beast immediately turned to my direction. Stay in the beast form, but I could still see some of my husband's human features, and asked me angrily, why did you come here? Did I not warn you never to poke nose into my business? Before I could utter a word, something hit me so hard from behind. I passed out. When I woke up, I found myself inside a cave. I was feeling so weak. Then I noticed some teeth marks on my neck and on my arms. My husband, now fully back to human, said to me, I warned you, but you chose to disobey me. And you will bear the consequences alone and with your life. Then he left. In the morning, when everywhere was bright enough for me to see, I saw several human skulls and bones all over the place. I started shivering. The door swung open and a servant came in with a plate of food for me. I asked her so many questions in 1 second. She told me to keep quiet if I want to make it out of that cave alive. She told me that all the skulls and bones in that cave were from people like me. She went further to tell me that all the people I see in my husband's mansion are not just his servants, but also his meals. He sucks and eats them as his meals. The servant also told me how my husband ate his parents in that same cave I was. He is not all human, and the man I married, thinking that he was 36 years old, had lived over 100 years. I was dumbfounded, too weak to even cry. Each time this very servant brings me food, she tells me everything that goes on in that house. On one of the occasions, she told me that my parents called my husband because they couldn't reach me. And my husband told them that I traveled out of the country for a holiday. And he sent them money to shut them up. But after some weeks, as my parents couldn't still reach me, they came back with some people to protest outside my husband's house. I thought to myself, since I'm on the same page with these servants, why not plan hand without to save yourself and also save all those servants in the mansion? So I came up with a plan. I asked the servant if there is a way we could subdue my husband so we all can escape. The servant told me that my husband neither eats nor drinks anything that human being eats, and if he tries it, he's going to be unalived. That if we can get any red substance and add it to his drink, it will look like the same liquid he sucks out of human body. I don't want to mention the name. Once he eats it, he's going to be unalived. I suggested that we use a hibiscus flower, which is zobo leaf. When we concluded, the servant left. Few hours later, the servant returned, this time with my husband. My husband looked so angry. He said to me, "You plotted with my servant to unalive me. Let me tell you something. All these people are my loyal servants. They can never betray me." I asked him why he thinks so. He said that he is a god. He sees things before they happen. When I looked at the servant's face, she smiled and winked at me. Then I realized I've been played. My husband dragged me off the floor. As he was about to suck him on my neck, his phone rang. He dropped me on the floor. They both left. Later that night, my husband came back. As he was about to attack me, I picked a holy cross I crafted from the bones in the cave, pointed it at him while I prayed. Suddenly, he started screaming and was destroying things. He ran out. I also managed to run out, and that was how I escaped being eaten by my beast of a husband. I ran to my parents and told them everything. Without wasting time, they alerted the police, and by the time we got to my husband's mansion, he was long gone, with no trace. All the servants were gone too. The news of what happened spread, and we got to know that there had been similar cases in our neighboring towns, and there had also been a case of missing girls in all these towns. What this man does is he goes from town to town, luring girls into marriage, and afterward eat them as his meals. But I was so lucky to have escaped alive and be able to tell my story today.